We are unified, we are together, and we are informed, we are ready to fight not just Islamophobia, but all kind of discrimination also.
Azerbaijan welcomes the resolutions on combating Islamophobia adopted by the UN General Assembly and calls for the immediate implementation of all measures envisaged in those resolutions.
The third international conference on combating Islamophobia took place in Baku in Azerbaijan, held under the theme Unveiling Bias and Shattering Stigmas. It builds upon Azerbaijan's steadfast commitment to combating misinformation, global manifestations and Islamophobia in all its forms.
New forms of the Islamophobia based on the racism, discrimination and hatred are emerging, and social media and certain media outlets are contributing a lot. Unfortunately, what we see that a tendency of the radicalism and extremism in a different part of the world, and current crises and conflicts are also contributing a lot in this particular moment, and we think that global community should come together and fight elements of the Islamophobia and tendencies of the Islamophobia together.
The event hosted over 120 foreign guests, including scholars from 40 countries, who came together with a universal call for the protection of human rights, tolerance and social justice.
The forum was not a religious one, but nonetheless brought together many multi-faith leaders from around the globe, sharing their solidarity on the importance of coexistence and social harmony.
Events like this are critical because where do we talk about it? We hear about some crisis, we hear about a bombing, we hear about people doing something mean and hateful and retaliation. If we don't have forums like this, there's nowhere to talk. There's nowhere to meet. They're critical.
Information must go together with cooperation, with thinking together, and to have not fear. When we have fear one for another, that it's and to lose the fear, that means we must find the platform to dialogue, and we are able, Catholics, Christians, speak with peace in heart with Muslims, with Jewish. I think that is good example for the young people. Do not be close in some small groups against another the world, but we are living, we said, in one ship. We are living in the world, and I hope that God help us to find the common language.
Reports of Islamophobia have intensified in recent years, highlighting the growing discrimination, moral pressure and violence that some Muslim communities are facing around the world. Azerbaijan's efforts are not limited to domestic policy, but extend to international cooperation and global dialogue. Esma Ukan is the first female chair of the Muslim Council of Belgium and reflects on the situation in Europe.
There is this reality in Europe, not only in Belgium, but other European countries, that we see that far right is more and more increasing. So this is not only the reality of one country, it's also the reality of different European countries. So we have to face a very, very big challenge as believing people. There is this understanding of mistrust between states and communities. And I hope that one day, especially the governments of the different European countries can see the value of these believing communities, and that they will also see them as full-fledged citizens. Yes, we face difficulties, but by coming to these kind of conferences, by raising and letting our voices be heard, I think we can start the dialogue and to work to a better society where everyone has a place.
The role of AI and digital media in both spreading and combating Islamophobia was widely discussed. A local host website has been launched as an observatory platform that will reflect the state of Islamophobia worldwide.
Call it Islamophobia, call it discrimination, call it hate, call whatever you call it, but it is reality, unfortunately. I'm personally not so naive to believe that with one conference we will resolve the problems so much, but it's awareness, to give, to show our voice, to raise our voice, that we know what are you doing and stop doing this one. And we know that step by step will be some results, not to absolutely, maybe it's impossible to reach absolute result, but somehow to reduce the rate of Islamophobia.
And it's only a unified effort that will ensure those results become a reality.